Alright, welcome guys to K-Pop Demon Hunters, a movie where K-pop idols fight demons for some reason. So we begin in a stadium full of fans cheering on a K-pop group named the Huntrix. Then we get a quick backstory. Demons are hunting people and stealing their souls to feed their king named Jima. But they're stopped by the first hunters, people born with magical voice powers that can repel the demons, which honestly is the most dramatic and K-pop way you can fight a demon. These OG hunters create the Honmun, a protective barrier against demons. Every few centuries, 3 hunters are chosen to continue the legacy and create a golden Honmun with their voices. And I gotta say, they actually included historical groups in this movie, which is pretty cool, not gonna lie. Now we get to meet the Huntrix girls. So we got Mira, the nonchalant main dancer of the group who wears a sleeping bag to the Met Gala just because she's that cool. Zoe, the main rapper who grew up in America, very sweet but could obliterate you in a rap battle like Eminem. And finally Roomie, the main vocalist and daughter of a past hunter from the Sunlight Sisters. Her mom sadly passed away when she was younger, so now she's raised it by this woman named Celine. We get to see their concert performance, which reminded me of every single K-pop concert like Blackpink, BTS, and how all the fans went crazy the moment they see the idols on stage. But here's the problem. The girls aren't even there. They're on a plane devouring like 10,000 calories worth of food, and honestly I don't blame them because the food looks hella good and I would probably take a bite out of that too. Their manager Bobby calls them like, "Where are you?" And they're like, "Chill, we'll be there in 3 minutes, right after we handle these demons that ruin our pre-game ramyeon." Very justified. Anything for that food, man. So we get a fight scene where they sing and destroy the living crap out of these low tier minions, and the song is fire. Like just take a listen to this, okay? Whoever wrote this song, they knew they were cooking, I'm just saying. Huntress crash lands into the arena and finishes their performance. Meanwhile, in the demon realm, one of the failed demons comes back scared out of their minds. And rightfully so, because the demon king just deletes her from existence. Then we get to meet Jinu and his demon boys. Jinu suggests they form a demon boy band, and the king reacts by but then it's like, "Bet, if you succeed, I'll erase your memories, Jinu." No wonder why Jinu wants that yet, but okay. Huntrix heads home to chill, but Roomie suddenly drops their new album, Golden, and now they gotta gear up for another performance. Mira and Zoe complain since they only got like 2 minutes of resting time, but you know, duty calls. They perform a portion of their song, another certified hit in my opinion, and then we found out that Roomie is part demon? Huh? You're telling me that Roomie has been hiding this from her group for years? Dude, how did they not figure it out yet? What? Back at rehearsal, Roomie struggles to hit the high note. Turns out her demon side is spreading to her throat, making her lose her voice. She panics and runs, and we get her backstory. Her dad was a demon and her mom was a hunter. If she completes the golden Honmun, then her markings would disappear. But right now she feels hopeless. She tells Mira and Zoe about her struggle to sing, but not her demon markings, while Bobby is out here suffering with the fan chaos. Poor man, bro. But hey, you know, 3% is 3%. They decide to visit a sketchy doctor Zoe knows. The keyword is sketchy. He scans Roomie while creepily repeating, "I see. I see." And still sees nothing because of her emotional walls. But then dude reads her like a book. She's like a workaholic, she hides things, she doesn't relax. Very accurate stuff. Reminds me of like fortune tellers at a sketchy place too. He tries to read Mira too, but couldn't get anything, and Mira scares him back in return because she's that cool. They get their tonics and finally meet the demon boy band that makes the girls down bad. Also, side note, what is this animation? Someone had to hand draw that, by the way. Directors definitely knew what they were doing to get our attention, I'll tell you that. Then there's like a K-drama moment where Jinu bumps into Roomie, but my man Jinu was locked in. Bro was not about to help the enemy and left Roomie on the ground. Next, the Saja Boys, yes that's their name, performs a concert in the middle of the street, and bro, when I tell you that Jinu was locked in, he was locked in, okay? Bro's aura was so strong he was able to blast away a Korean auntie. Bro, this movie is actually wild. I'm pretty surprised that no one noticed them disappearing on the spot, because if I ever saw that in public, I would already assume that they're either magicians or just supernatural. The girls gear up in their battle uniform while the Saja Boys suffer from chugging hot sauce on live TV, which shouldn't be a problem for them because I thought they were supposed to be demons, right? But I guess demons suffer from lack of spice tolerance too. The girls decide to kill them when they get backstage and does that cartoon sneak walking thing, but their plan is ruined when Jinu decides to shout them out in public, and they eventually go down this slide that sounded horrible. There's a bow off between both groups. Huntrix nearly breaks their back bowing, and they follow the boys into a bathhouse for a showdown. Roomie goes after Jinu, who realizes she's part demon, so as the good boyfriend he is, he protects her from Mira and Zoe. He's definitely boyfriend material at this point. They fight and the Saja Boys get teleported back to the Demon King. Meanwhile, Huntrix sees the Honmoon barrier failing and demons pouring in. So what do they do? Yup, make another song because that's literally how they solve problems in this universe. Roomie gets invited by Jinu to meet him from these two weird looking animals. One is a OCD demon tiger or a cat. The other is a dramatic folklore bird with a tiny hat. Roomie meets with Jinu, but before that, she decapitates a mannequin's head that looks like him. Then he roasts her pajamas.
Teddy bears and choo-choo trains? Really?
We get Jinu's backstory. 400 years ago, he made a deal with the Demon King to escape poverty with his family as a struggling singer, but it costed him everything. He lost his family and got cursed in his memories. Just a lot of bad stuff to him. And you know what Roomie does after that emotional storytelling? She tries to kill him again. She did not care about your sad story, Jinu. We then get a montage of the girls making their new song Takedown while also attending awards, protecting the city from demons, the regular stuff. At a fan signing, the Saja Boys show up. Roomie calls the decision to have a group signing because they need every fan. Also, why is this man Abby signing autographs using his abs? And why is Mystery barking like I Show Speed? And also, why are the fans shipping them together? This movie is unhinged. Later, Mira questions Roomie about talking to Jinu, a demon. Roomie lies by saying she didn't. Mira leaves afterwards and Roomie sends Jinu an invite. Jinu shows up thinking it's a date based on the invitation literally saying save the date, but of course he's old so he doesn't understand modern English. She proposes a deal to Jinu. Help her seal the Honmoon and defeat the Demon King so that they can both be free. They bond more, especially after the Korean auntie roasts Jinu for being a lost cause as a boyfriend for Roomie. She gives a bracelet to Roomie who gives it to Jinu after he grabs her hand. So they're technically in a situationship or a talking stage, I think that's what you call it. The girls practice their song a little more, but Roomie doesn't feel right because her demon markings are messing with her again. And during a demon fight on a train, she freezes up. A portal opens, demons pour in like it's the World War Z zombies. They fail to save the passengers. Mira and Zoe tells Roomie to lock in because everything is at stake. She later vents to Jinu. They sing a duet, hold hands. Okay, yeah, they're definitely dating now. There's no way. They're definitely a couple, okay? The Demon King drags Jinu back and gives him one of the worst headaches imaginable and makes him remember his memories. Turns out he didn't actually save his family. He left his family in the pursuit of a better life while his family suffered it. Damn, bro really should have told the truth. Roomie meets with the girls and they all have a venting session and now they're locked in for the Idol Awards. Huntrix performs on stage. Roomie finally hits the high note that she's been struggling for the past 40 minutes of this movie. And it is glorious, I'll tell you that. But of course, like any other movie, there has to be a plot twist. Bobby gets apparently kidnapped by demons. Roomie gets tricked by hallucinations or demons. I don't know which one since the movie wasn't specific about it. It was probably the Demon King. Mira and Zoe sees Roomie demon markings and turns on her, which is no surprise. Roomie runs away crying and damn, this movie really sticks to the statement, it's too good to be true. Roomie finds Jinu, who admits that he caused all of this and reveals the truth about his past. Mira, Zoe, Bobby, and everyone else gets lured into a fake concert by the Demon King so that he could feast. There's no way I just watched one of the biggest downfalls in movie history in the span of 5 minutes. Anyway, Roomie goes to Celine and begs her to end her life. Celine refuses, and this is where I suspect that Celine might be an underlying villain. Like, you knew about these demon markings for 20 plus years and said nothing? I know that you made a promise to her mom and all, but if people knew earlier, Roomie probably could have overcome it. Her shame of her marking is what fuels the demon markings to spread further, so I'm pretty sure Huntrix would have created the Golden Honmoon already if Roomie was truthful about her markings. Acceptance is key, my man. Roomie vanishes, the Saja Boys throw a final concert, and the Demon King prepares to feast on all the souls. But then the GOAT returns. Roomie shows up, saves everyone, and Huntrix reunites for the final battle. They sing their final track, the Demon King tries to blast Roomie, but Jinu decides to sacrifice himself at the last moment and gives her his soul. If that is not boyfriend material, I don't know what is. That unlocks her full power. Huntrix gets a Super Saiyan boost in power and finally defeats the Demon King using the power of friendship while restoring the Honmoon, making them shiny and gold. The movie ends with Huntrix chilling in a hot tub and vibing with these 3 fangirls to make their day. And guess what? The demon tiger, which I forgot to name this entire time, was named it Derpy, and the bird are still alive, which means that Jinu might be alive as well and could possibly come back for a sequel. Overall, you know this movie was insane. I'll give it a solid 9 idols out of 10. Definitely beat whatever that Pixar movie was.